Here. We left it a few minutes extra for people to straggle in because there's time and there's realtor time, isn't there? Anyway, so today we're going to be talking about a very serious, hello, Kathy Arandundo. How are you? All right, Kathy's here. Fantastic. We're going to be talking about a very serious subject, and it's about real estate and what's happening with real estate, how it's changing, and how we must change to make sure that we can actually hey there, Brett. How you doing? What, a lot of people saying good morning this morning. How we must change and improve if we plan on being in this industry going forward, because what's happened in the last 1 year, also more specifically what's happened in the last 4 weeks, has been absolutely epic to the industry of real estate. And many of us for all of 2020 were kind of looking the other direction because what was happening, we had a fantastic market, still do. Okay, and everything was selling quickly, and we had 10 offers or 10, 12 offers on every single house. Well, when that kind of market happens, realtors tend to kind of look the other direction and make sure we're taking care of our business, which we should. But Zillow, Open Door, Redfin, OfferPad, and all of these companies have made massive strides in the industry and are set to take a record number of deals away from realtors. We can't let that happen. And you all know what's going on with Zillow, and I'm going to talk about it specifically and what it means, because anytime a big company like that kind of downplays what they're doing, that's a big red flag. So we're going to talk about exactly what's going on in no uncertain terms. So if you are wanting this to be a softball type of session where we kind of dance around what's really going on, that's not going to be this. We're going to be talking exactly about what's going on and what it means. This is the kind of thing you're not going to get from your board. You're not going to get from your brokerage. You're not going to get from NAR. You're not going to get from CAR. We're going to be hitting you with absolute truth. So that's the first thing we're going to be talking about. Then what I'm going to do is I'm not going to just, curse your darkness. I'm actually going to light a candle and offer you, just in this one hour and 15-minute session, I'm going to give you actual tools, things that you can use right this minute, things that 99% of you, unless you've been to the Career Compass seminar, you've never heard before, an actual set of tools, 3 things that you can use right now today to beat Zillow coming and going with their own numbers, literally with their own numbers, okay, for any listing presentation. And then the third thing I'm going to talk about is a new process, a new organization, and a new community that, in my opinion, and an opinion of hundreds of new realtors just in the last 1 month, a new community that you must be part of if you want to be in the real estate industry. And guess what? There's hardly no investment whatsoever. It's so awesome. So don't think that this is going to be some big sales pitch for $1,000 a month or something like that. Nothing like that today. Okay. So you can sit back, relax, have a nice time. I'm not going to hit you for $1,000 for anything ever, for that matter. Okay. So don't worry. This is going to be great information. All right. So my name is Beef Wellington, like the food you get on a cruise ship, like the food you get in a fancy restaurant, Beef Wellington. It's obviously a kind of a nickname. My full name is Wellington Pendell II. Wow. Okay. So anyway, Beef Wellington. I know many of you. How are you? Good to see you. I work for the Career Compass, the #1 training organization in the state of California, helping realtors be successful in the business. We have been in business since 2007. And as of 2017, we're the #1 most popular seminar in the state of California. And that's because of you. So thank you very much. I have the indubitable pleasure, or should we say honor or curse. I actually, prior to COVID, that is, I actually speak to more realtors face-to-face in the state of California than any other person in the state. I'm not sure if that and $1.25 will get me on the bus, but I'm keeping my fingers crossed. All right, so hello and welcome. How are you? And if you do not know what the Career Compass is, we'll talk about it a little bit later, but we basically do a 2.5-day seminar. Well, that was prior to COVID. We have all kinds of great stuff, but we do seminars, we do coaching, we do mentorship, we do recorded, we do all kinds of stuff. We do online stuff, we do offline stuff. We are a fantastic company, and I'm glad that you're here. All right, let's get going, shall we? Enough of that. Here's what's happening. Zillow. Okay, Zillow. Okay, and guess what they just did? I'm going to tell you what they did in a minute, but the most recent thing they did is this. They bought Showing Time. What the heck? What's up with that? Yeah. Showing Time, for most of you, most of you know it, most of you use it, some of you don't, is the proprietary software that most MLSs use to schedule showings, and it's really being used right now, even more so. Because why? Because we have 10 offers and 50 showings on every house that we have. This is the program that basically separates the listing agent and the buying agent. Now, personally, I'm not a big fan of Showing Time because I think it limits the listing agent severely. Because if you make your own appointments for your showing on your listing, that allows you right to that minute start marketing the house in all kinds of different ways to the buyer right there. With this, it doesn't allow you to do it. But that's philosophical. So they bought Showing Time for $500 million. What does that do? That puts them in a power position to control what? Showings. You see what's happening? So we're going to be talking about this in detail. So let's talk about an overview here. The future of realtors. Now, I say that in a way that might shock you. And I'm here to shock you. I'm here to absolutely tell you the absolute truth of what's going on in the industry. And with all due respect to your board and to NAR and to CAR, whatever due respect is there, okay, I got news for you. They are not telling you everything that's going on. And I'm going to tell you that. And Career Compass is the #1 company in the state of California teaching realtors how to beat the buyers, which in most cases, we're avoiding like it's the 800-pound gorilla in the room. We're avoiding it. Like, oh, don't talk about that. They're taking our business, but we can't talk about that. That's kind of the position of many boards and CAR and NAR. I don't get it. That's a whole nother thing. My point is the market is crazy right now. So let me tell you exactly what's going on. It's crazy right now. Now, why is it crazy? Because we're so much better realtors than we were? No. It's crazy because interest rates are at all-time historic worldwide lows, 2.5, 2.6, 2.3 in some cases on 30-year fixed. That is insane. Interest rates are very low. So what's that doing? Everybody out there that can even imagine buying a house wants to buy a house. That's why you've got 10 to 12 offers on every single listing you have. Let me give you an example. Heather Sims is a realtor from Sacramento. Ready for this? She made an offer on a $700,000 house. Let me tell you what she did. Ready? She makes an offer on a $700,000 house on behalf of her buyer. No appraisal contingency. I don't care what it comes in as an appraisal. Doesn't matter. Okay. No loan contingency. Okay. So guess what? I'm still on the hook if I can't get a loan. And a rent back free until June for the seller. And then she had the offer at $100,000 more than the list price. So she offered $800,000 and she still doesn't know if she's going to get the house. That is what's going on. That is insanity. Now, Zillow and Opendoor, while we've been doing all this insanity, Zillow and Opendoor have been positioning themselves to take a record number of deals from the people on this call, from you realtors. And I'll show you why. Is this the beginning of the end? Well, what I mean by that is this, okay? And excuse me, I just got my coffee this morning, so here's what I mean by that. Back in the late 90s, this little company called Expedia basically made an announcement to all travel agents that instead of just being a source of leads, instead of just being a source of information, we at Expedia are going to be, let's see, how about we're going to just become a real estate brokerage? Sorry. See, you got me trained. How about we're going to become a travel agency? That's what they said. I'll get to the real estate brokers in a minute. Okay? They said we're going to become a travel agency. But don't worry, this is not going to affect your business. This is not going to change anything. This is a very small announcement being done by Expedia. What did it do? That was the beginning of the end. That was the day. It's a marker in time where everything before that and everything after that. So basically what happened to travel agents after that? They were all out of business. That same type of announcement just happened 4 weeks ago by Zillow when they became a brokerage and joined the MLS. And by the way, the people who founded and started Expedia are the same exact people who founded and started Zillow. Think about that. Here's what's going on. Zillow is now an actual brokerage, and they are part of your MLS. I don't care what MLS you're part of. Most of us are CRMLS, but point being, whether you're MetroList or anything else like that, they are part of your MLS as of right now. Zillow has a direct IDX feed now. They don't need the syndication buttons. And I'll explain what that means now, because here's what it means. And I'll get into more detail in a second, but basically up until about 4 weeks ago, guess what? You actually had the power, especially if you were a broker of record, you had the power to actually eliminate Zillow from syndicating with our information and using our information and our listings to go out there and get customers. We had that power. We don't have that power anymore. That's what it means. And Zillow has now going to be hiring its own agents. So they're a brokerage, they're part of the MLS, and they just bought Showing Time, as well as, I'm gonna get to this in a second when it comes to NAR and CAR. I'll talk about that in a second. Opendoor, which is actually the biggest iBuyer in the country, and Opendoor as just an iBuyer is actually bigger than Zillow. Zillow as a whole company is bigger than Opendoor, but this is the biggest iBuyer. This company went public back in just back in October of 2020. Okay? Opendoor went public. Now, companies don't go public unless they're doing extremely well. And in the last 1 year, they took 36,000 deals out of your pocket. 36,000 transactions that did not happen for you because it happens for Opendoor. That's alarming. Now, what do we need to do to battle this? And I'm going to be talking about this today. New value. You're like, oh, well, that's an old term. Yeah, it is. But let me ask you a quick question. You list a house for 5%. You put a sign in the front yard. The interest rates are great. It sells fantastic. What new value did you bring? Nothing. Nothing new. And that's the problem, because Zillow, Opendoor, Redfin Now, and all these companies know exactly what we do as realtors, and they're duplicating that to our customers and telling our customers with hundreds of thousands, I should say hundreds of millions of dollars in advertising, that guess what? All the value that you have gotten from realtors for the last 50 years is now free through our companies. And people are believing it. And we know it because they already have 6 to 8% of the market, depending on what market you're talking about. So this is working for them. So what can you do to protect your business? Well, one thing, I got news for you. Please do not think that you're going to be able to rely on NAR and CAR to save you. They're not going to. What's going to save you is what you can do to bring new value to your transactions. And when I say that, what I mean things that other realtors don't know how to do and are not doing. That's new value. Things that Zillow, Opendoor, and the rest of them can't duplicate. Can you say you can bring that kind of value? And when I say that numerically. Can you do that? Most of you are like, well, I bring value, Wellington. I'm really valuable. I have a great brokerage, and gee whiz, I work really hard for my commission. Sorry, that's not going to do it anymore. You must know tools and techniques that bring value to that seller that other realtors don't even know how to do, and Zillow cannot copy. That's what the Career Compass does. And most of you who've been to the Career Compass seminar know this, because these are the kind of content and new tools that we have people that come to us after our training, whether it be the online training or the live training, and say, where'd you get this stuff? I've never heard any of this before. And that's the key. That's new value. Let me give you an example. The 7% technique, if you don't know what that is right there, I guarantee, with all due respect, I guarantee you are part of the past in real estate. If this makes sense to you right here, that means you've been through one of our seminars or one of our trainings. This is one tool out of 112 different tools that we teach realtors that most realtors have never heard of. And on top of that, most coaches have never even heard of. Well, the 7% technique is at an all-time high because it literally decimates your competition as well as any iBuyer possibility. And I'll prove it to you today. So that's an important one. And it's also the only tool that I've ever, in 30 years of real estate, in 30 years, I've been in real estate for 30 years. Huh, look at the bags under my eyes. Okay. In 30 years of real estate, that's the only tool that I've ever seen that actually allows you to do this. In the notes section of your contracts, in the additional remarks section of your contract with your seller, it allows you to put something in called a commission override clause. Anybody know what that is? Anybody? Most 99% of the people in real estate have no idea what a commission override clause is. If you do not know, you absolutely must know that. That's tens of thousands of dollars in extra commission that the seller is wanting you to have and wishing you to have. That's unbelievable. And I'll show you a little bit more about that today. All right, so let's get started now. How are they doing this? I want to show you about a 40-second commercial. Well, it's not a commercial, it's a video of Richard Barton, the founder of Expedia and the founder of Zillow, and who's also the Zillow CEO right now, talking about exactly what he is doing right now. And this video is 1 year old. They started this in 2020, okay? Exactly what they're doing all the way through 2020, and we've seen it happen to take your business from you. Watch this.
And I basically liken the transition, the kind of market expansion that Zillow is going through right now, where we've got this huge, profitable incumbent business with this trusted brand. And we're saying, all right, there is a technology disruption happening, and we've got to be the ones to build the bridge across the chasm and get to the other side. And that's why we are going so hard and so aggressively, but in a prudent way, at the new opportunity, and it's going extremely well.
Do you think even further a step forward about other avenues you could go into with mortgages, other aspects?
Yeah, it turns out that the house transaction is the hub of a series of really big, important, and potentially profitable transactions. Getting the mortgage, the title, the escrow, moving, telecommunication services, all this happens and changes and is keyed off of the house transaction. And we are making investments in most of these businesses, specifically mortgages, title, and escrow right now, and creating an infinite your house, where you let yourself in with the Zillow app. We know who you are and where you live. We've already have a mortgage ready to go. We have an offer ready for your house when you're ready to transact, and you, with one click, can decide to move.
Everybody hear that? He basically said, our dream is one day to have a trade-in experience with your house. You've been there 15 times. It's a Zillow-owned house. We know who you are, and you've let yourself in 15 times with the Zillow app, which means there's no realtor standing there. And with one click, you can trade your house in. He's telling you right here exactly what he's going to be doing to your business. And we all ignored it. Now, let me go over exactly what he said because it's very, very telling when it comes to Zillow. We're the trusted brand, he says. So, forget about Keller Williams and Coldwell Banker and Century 21 and ERA and Sotheby's, and Remax and Berkshire. Forget all those companies that have developed their reputation over decades. We're the company that everybody trusts. Insanity. Number two, we're profitable. Now that is a call out to their shareholders, their stockholders. That right there. And by the way, last week, Zillow stock hit an all-time high. Big problem. We're prudent though, so we're a good investment. Here he basically is talking to the shareholders, not to you, because for the last 10 years, these people have been saying they're the advocate of agents and they're the partner of agents. Wrong-o. They're digital. Now, if there's one thing that 2020 taught the entire world, here's what it taught the entire world, that you can do your entire life, including get groceries to your refrigerator, with not one single carbon-based person interacting with you. You can do everything right on your phone, right on that secondary brain. In fact, for most of us, it's our primary brain. It's the first thing that we pick up in the morning, the last thing we touch before you go to bed at night, right? Anybody? Exactly. So what that does is if we don't have great interest rates, guess what happens? Our business goes down because everybody wants to do it this way. We're not digital. We're face-to-face. We offer value that they can't offer, but this is where everybody's going. Now, we know who you are. We have your information. We know all the customers and exactly who they are. He said, with one click, which is everybody wants to do, you can let yourself into the Zillow app, right? And you can trade your house in. And on top of that, the house, as the commentator who was interviewing said, is a hub of a series of very profitable transactions. What does this mean? Here's what it means. If there's any LOs, okay, loan originators, okay, any mortgage people on this call, any title people, escrow, home warranty, any of these people, they're coming after you too, not just realtors. They have a complete suite of things that the customer would want. What do you have to compete with it? I'm going to be showing you a few things that you can, but my point is they're coming after everybody. Now, how are they doing this? Ready? You're going to like this. In 15 seconds, let me tell you what's going to go on, but I'm going to show you a 15-second video, okay? Super fast, and it controls your mind. Ready? Check this out.
When Zillow buys your home, life gets a little less stressful because you can sell without repairs and choose your closing date, giving you more time for the things you love. Visit Zillow to request your free offer.
15 seconds, and guess what? I can read your mind. I know exactly what you just thought. Ready? You thought two things. And if you thought them as realtors, you bet your customers think them. Here's what your customers just thought as you did. Number one, I can sell my house without repairs for top dollar. Did they say that? No, they didn't say that. But you thought that. They said you can sell your house without repairs, which is true. You can sell any house without repairs. Can you get top dollar for it? Of course not. But the average customer in your database is going to go, oh, I don't have to do all that work that my realtor wants me to do. I can sell my house for top dollar without repairs. Not true, but that's what they thought. Second thing that you thought and your customers thought is this is commission free because the guy took his primary brain, as I call it, the cell phone, and clicked it. And that means that's how much money I get. They never said it. They never said it was commission free, but that's what they're insinuating. And that's what every customer that saw this commercial thought. They go, oh, fantastic. No work on my part and no commission. It's the new world of real estate, just like Expedia. That's a well-designed commercial. And this has been running for over a year in the state of California. So with that being said, let me kind of show you what has happened in the last few weeks. Let's just say that this list of brokers, so you got Berkshire, you got Keller Williams, Remax, Coldwell, Century 21, and I'm going to go ahead and clump everybody else in this. So if you're with Realty One or HomeSmart or EXP or Sotheby's or any of those other great brokers, everybody's in this. Okay, this is all the brokerages. What we basically did years ago is we said, hey, it will benefit the customer and the economy and the country and realtors and everybody else if we all partner up. So if I can sell your listings, you can sell mine, and I can sell yours, you can sell mine, and we all partner up. So we take all of our information, right, and we put it into a central location that everybody can benefit from. That benefits everybody, including the customer. It's called what? The MLS, of course. Now, here's the thing. Nobody in this list, nobody in this group of people here, this group of brokers, makes money from the data itself. Only one of them does, and they're not in the club. This one right here. They take the data. Because they have so many people visiting their site, they take the data, they draw the leads, they take that information, they repackage it and resell it back to us, our own data. They're making money from the data, not just from selling commissions. But here's the thing, for all this time, since Zillow was invented, they needed our permission. They needed our syndication allowances. What do I mean by that? When you're doing your listing presentation, when you're doing your listing after listing presentation and you're putting it in the MLS, the last page has what? has the IDX, the VOWs, the syndications, and all those things that are defaulted as yes, aren't they? Well, what does that do? When you leave them yes, and by the way, you have to leave them yes unless your broker of record allows you to put them no, and I'll talk about that in a second. So when you leave them yes, which everybody does, you are giving Zillow and every other syndicator and every other website in the world permission to advertise your listing. That's what the syndications mean. Now, here's the thing. Zillow, now, by the way, if you put no on that, if you put no on the syndications, the only place that listing is going to show up is it's going to be on the MLS, but it's only going to be able to advertise on your website because it's your information. Nobody else has the permission to do so. Here's the thing. What I mean is no other syndicators like Trulia, Zillow, and everything else. Like, you guys understand what I'm talking about. This permission no longer exists for Zillow because they're part of the MLS now. So before, where they needed this permission for them to aggregate and basically take our information and advertise with it, they don't need that anymore, any more than anybody else in this club does, because they're now in this club, but they're still making money from the information. That's the difference. They now are a brokerage. They now have a direct IDX feed. They no longer need your permission, which they've had to have for over 10 years. They no longer need that anymore. They don't need your permission to advertise and use your information to draw leads. That's a big problem. Now, this is Simon Raskoff. He was the CEO of Zillow for about 10 years. This is the guy that goes, oh, we're the partner and we're the advocate of agents. We're going to partner with agents. And did he? He kind of did. And here's how he did it. Again, that information that they repackaged and sold back to us, they sold that information to something called Premier Agents, who took that information and used it to compete against other agents. So was he competing? Was he partnering with agents? To a certain extent, he's partnering with some agents to beat other agents. Okay, fine. Here's the difference, though. 3 years ago, Richard Barton came into Zillow, and that's where this whole we are the partner and we are the advocate of agents stopped, in my opinion. But it's very obvious, because as of 3 years ago, the things that Zillow has done is very telling that they now shifted from a partnership or kind of partnership relationship with agents to we are now going to take over the real estate business. And everything they've done since he's been CEO, again, in my opinion, is indicative of them wanting to take over the business in the same way they did with travel agents. So here's the thing. Have you checked your Zillow reviews lately? These 5-star reviews that you've spent over 10 years building up. Have you checked them? They're back, aren't they? What do you mean by back, Wellington? Well, here's what I mean. For the first week after Zillow declared it was a brokerage, all the reviews were taken down. Your reviews were taken down. Unless you're a Premier agent paying them thousands of dollars a month. Those were conveniently left up, weren't they? All the other ones were taken down for a week. And then they said, oh, that was a glitch. We had a problem with our glitching system. Guys, let me explain something to you. It wasn't a glitch, in my opinion. Okay, that was a shot across your bow, letting you know Zillow's in charge, letting you know that Zillow can take your reviews down anytime they want. I mean, they only took the non-Premier agents down, and only for a week. Come on, this is a $25 billion company. You think that they have the best computer people in the world. That's not what happened at all. That was a warning shot to you. And they can say, hey, all this work you've done for 10 years to make yourself a 5-star Zillow agent, gone anytime we want, because they're now your competitor. Hey, here's an article at Inman saying the same exact thing. Check it out. Ready? This is an Inman article of 1 week ago. Zillow is the next Robinhood of real estate. Now, for those of you who don't know who Robinhood is a platform for buying and selling stocks that created that huge controversy where GameStop stock went up like 8,000% with the whole Reddit people. Anyway, my point is, Zillow and other innovative companies are attempting to make trading of homes simple and easy. Number one complaints of buyers and sellers of homes was the process was complicated, expensive, and confusing. They're fixing that. Exactly what they're doing now. And somewhat like Robinhood, they are doing this with fewer intermediators. That means fewer people like the ones on this phone call right here. Okay, this Zoom call, excuse me. There's roughly $15 billion in what's called selling opportunity of digital leads. That's what Zillow has been doing for the last 10 years, is basically selling digital leads. Well, guess what? Zillow has their eye on something much, much bigger, as what Richard Barton said, a moonshot. You know what a moonshot is? A moonshot is what they did to the travel agency. They took the whole thing over. That's a moonshot. He said, we have another one here with the real estate, because there's $100 billion in transaction costs in the real estate industry. $100 billion. Guess what the biggest part of that is? Commissions. What is the most expensive thing on any net sheet? Okay, Your commission. Exactly. And then everything else. So they're not just going after your commission, they're going after everything else, because this is what they got their eye on right there, $100 billion. They also said this: Zillow's trajectory is a lot like a company you may have heard of before called Netflix. Now, let me ask you a quick question. What happened to Netflix versus Blockbuster? Netflix came in with a model that the customer liked better. It was easier, faster, and more convenient. What happened to Blockbuster? They refused to change. They refused to improve. And they refused to believe that their customer would not stay with them, just like we are. Oh, it's all about relationships, right, Wellington? My customers will stay with me. Not anymore. The value, I'm going to show this to you, the value of your relationships with your database, the value of those are going down, because your database, whether they're your brother or your wife or your distant cousin or just a friend down the street or an acquaintance, they know they have other options. If they know they have other options, they may go to them. And I'll show you how that is actually happening right now. So Netflix actually is now, how is this a parallel? Here's how. Netflix now is no longer just a company that takes the movies from the studio and gives them to the customer. Netflix is now making its own movies and cutting out who? The studio. Anybody here see The Irishman with Robert De Niro? That was made by Netflix, not one of the major studios. Proof positive. So what is Zillow doing? Zillow is doing exactly the same thing with real estate. They're cutting real estate agents out, realtors out, and doing it themselves, where they used to be just a transaction or just a source of information. Now, this is some of the comments below this article. You can't read this, so I'll just read them to you. Basically, my man here, Don Johnson, nice guy, by the way, said, and this is the default knee-jerk reaction when realtors are threatened. When realtors' businesses are threatened by a competitor, they go, oh, well, it doesn't matter. I have relationships with my database, so they'll always come to me. Then the next person said the same thing, and the next person said the same thing. Is that true? I submit to you that it used to be. I do not submit to you that it is anymore. Here's why. These customers of yours have other options. Let me give you a quick little 30-second story, okay? Kelly Malone is the owner and operator of Reliable Real Estate in Temecula, California. She got a phone call about a year ago from the guy who was one of the groomsmen in her wedding. So in other words, she got married to her husband. Her husband had 4 or 5 groomsmen. Ready? Now, check this out. He calls her up. Now, this is somebody in her database. She has a good relationship. She's known him for 20 years. He stood up in her wedding. I mean, that's part of your database. He calls her and goes, hi, Kelly. Can I ask you some real estate questions? She's like, sure, no problem, right? She goes, well, he goes, thanks very much. I appreciate that. Here's what I did. I just sold my house to Open Door. And because you're a realtor, I wanted to go over the numbers with you to see if I did a good job. Did you hear that? This is somebody in her wedding. And the problem is these customers of yours, the ones that you have the strong relationship with, they can go and click on Zillow, click on Open Door, click on Redfin Now. Oh, they got the 1% listing fee, right? Without you ever knowing. And by the time they get done with their transaction, it's too late. Even if they come to you later and you find out later, it's too late. They went there. You need to get to the customer first, and we're going to show you exactly how to do that. Let me show you this. Now, value is what's going to win in the end, not relationships. If you have relationships and value, you win coming and going. But if you have the value, you still win. Do you have the value over? Are you more valuable to that customer than Zillow? And you're like, oh, I'm way more valuable, Wellington, because I work harder. Bull. Can you show that customer numerically, okay, on a piece of paper, on a spreadsheet or whatever? Can you show that customer that you can put more money in their pocket than Zillow can, even including your commission? If you say yes to that, congratulations, you're ready for the future. If you say no, I can't do that, you are part of the past. What we are going to be showing you today and ongoing is exactly how to do that. Because if you know how to do it, it's very simple. If you don't know how to do it, you're just going, well, I work really hard. That's never going to be enough anymore. So if you need a listing agent, guess what? Is Zillow taking over the industry? Watch this. If you need a listing agent, no problem. They've got that. You need a buyer's agent? Zillow's got that now too. You need to be on CRMLS? Zillow can do that. They're a brokerage now. You need a loan? Hey, loan officers out there, loan originators, they've got Zillow Mortgage and have had for 3 years. Oh, what about title insurance? They've got that. What about escrow services? They've got that. And of course, they've got their iBuyer program, which is the heart of all of it. So does this not look like a takeover of the industry? To me, it does. So let me show you this. Let's say that this is somebody in your database. For all of you out there who are still going, well, Wellington, relationships will always will always win in the end. No, they won't. Okay, I know that sounds shocking, but I'm going to be the first person in the history of real estate to say your relationships no longer will automatically make you the winner in a listing presentation. They will not. Are they valuable? Yes, because they get you the listing presentation. But let me explain something. If this is one of your friends, okay, and you get a listing presentation from him, but he hears about me and I'm a great realtor and I beat you and I can show way more value than you in a listing presentation, they're going with me. Especially if I could bring $20, $30, $40, $50,000 more to the transaction than you can. How can I do that? I'll show you. But that's my point. So let's kind of go over this. Let's say that this is somebody in your database who just got a job transfer and he's got to sell quickly. So now you're the realtor with the relationship. You know he's going to list with you. Of course he's going to list with you. I've known him for 20 years, just like Kelly Malone, right? No. Because here's why. He goes to work the next day and his friend goes, oh, you just got a job transfer. Congratulations, fantastic. Congratulations on your promotion. Need to sell quickly? Oh, don't worry. Just go on to Zillow.com and they'll buy your house outright, cash check, choose your closing, no open houses, nobody tromping through your front yard. Wow, he didn't know that option. He only knew that this was option, but now he knows this. Who's this over here though? This is who I'm talking about. This is myself or any other agent who's been through the Career Compass training and knows things that none of these other agents know, and I'll prove it to you. So this agent knows things like the 7% technique, the EAT, the PAT, the lawyer letter, the deal a week technique, and all these things that you can't get anywhere else other than the Career Compass. And that's why our seminar is the #1 seminar in the state of California, because we have this kind of training that nobody else has, and we've been proving it for over 10 years. So let's talk about what you have versus what his other options are. Here's you. You have the relationship. All of your eggs are in that basket right there. You got the MLS and you got a sign in the front yard. There's your value. What does Zillow have? Zillow has a cash offer. Wow. And they also have no open houses. I like that. And a fast closing because he has to get out of town quickly. What does this agent have? We'll call this the Career Compass agent. She knows things like, again, the 7% technique, which I was talking about earlier, plus dozens more. She knows how to drive the house price up to create more value for him. Now, let's talk about actual value, because I got news for you. Value will win. Relationships are great, but value will win. You represent no additional value to him. None. The house is $1 million. You're going to sell it for $1 million, and he's going to get $1 million. Your incremental, additional, added value is zero. However, Zillow, to him in his mind, which is not true, by the way, but he thinks it, represents $30,000 in commissions, savings commissions, because he's not paying commissions on you, right? So maybe even 60, depending on how he does it, right? How about this agent? This agent knows the 7% technique and other things, so they can sell the house quicker than you for 40 grand more than you. So there's the value there. So what's going to happen? He's going to think about this, but if he knows this agent, he's going here. Now, what can you do? You want to be unstoppable. You want to be bulletproof. You want to get every listing presentation you ever go on. If you are the agent with the relationship, with your database, and you know what we'll teach you, you are unstoppable. These two combined will always win. And we have thousands of examples of it. When I say thousands of examples, we're talking thousands of agents over the last 10 years who have the relationship, but used our techniques to absolutely blow their customers away. I'll show you a video in about 5 minutes. It's amazing. Now, let me go ahead and show you this. You can't read this, but I'm going to show you I'm going to read the #1 most important comment on this. This is from CRMLS. This is actually from their actual, should we say, public affairs person, okay, PR person from CRMLS. I got this in my email from the PR person at CRMLS. The most important question is this one. Is Zillow only doing this with CRMLS or all MLSs impacting? The answer is all of them. But here's the other thing. According to Zillow, Zillow will become a dues-paying member of local, state, and national association of realtors. I want to let that sink in for a second for those of you who are texting your friend about what you're going to have for lunch today, okay? This is your career flashing right in front of your face. And right, okay, there's a career light right here, flashing. Zillow is now part of your club. They're in Chicago, they're at CAR, and they're at your local board. All three of them. Zillow is now a member of NAR and CAR and your local board. That means that in Chicago, they are sitting at the voting table, voting on policy that you have to go along with. And do you really think they're going to vote in your interest or theirs? That is shocking. Our own associations have invited the enemy into our club. Do you feel represented? I don't know. You answer that. Go ahead and type that up in the yeah, exactly. Okay, no. No, if you feel represented, I don't know how you're feeling represented. They just invited Zillow into the club. How is that working for you? It's unbelievable. Okay. Now, again, I'm gonna light a candle instead of curse your darkness, because we're gonna fix that. Yeah, there's an unbelievable known. I'm glad you guys are paying attention. Fantastic. All right, let's keep going. Now, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna shift gears. Okay, this is where it gets good. So don't go anywhere, guys. Whatever you do, this is your career on a silver platter. I'm now gonna give you 3 tools right here today that you can start using that will beat Zillow in any listing presentation. I'm talking about taking that relationship that you have, adding what I'm going to be showing you, and having both the tools and techniques as well as the relationship, which makes you unstoppable and unbeatable, I promise. If you allow me, and I hope you will, not just today, but ongoing, I hope you will allow me to help you become unstoppable when it comes to Zillow and the iBuyers. Let me tell you this. You can drop me in any market in the United States, and I will compete against Zillow, Redfin, Opendoor, and every other realtor in that town in a listing presentation, and I'll win 95 to 98% of the time. Now, I don't say that to impress you. I say that to impress upon you that if you have the relationship and you have the tools and techniques that we can show you, that career compass, you are unstoppable. And I want you to have that. I honestly do, because this is how we're going to save your business and the industry. So what I'm going to be showing you here is something that you can show a seller right at the beginning of the listing presentation. Now, I want to say this. You'll love this. We have this right here, what I'm about to show you, in PDF format, JPEG format, PowerPoint format, so you can do it as a PowerPoint. You can also do it as Keynote for you Mac users, and, ready for this? As a video. You just download it. If you're a Career Compass member, you download it right from our website, and you just play it. And what will happen is what I'm about to show you will decimate any chance that they use an iBuyer within 2 to 3 minutes. Right here. I'm going to show it to you. Right? Ready? Here we go. Now, this is a house that you have listed for $1 million, okay? So pretend that I'm speaking to the seller of the house, okay? So this is you, you're the realtor, okay? And this is a $1 million house. To make the numbers easy, lots of $1 million houses. You have this house listed on the MLS for $1 million. Now, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, here's how it works. When this house that we've listed for you, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, is on the MLS and bought by a realtor on behalf of their buyer, here's how it works. The list price is $1 million. The commission's 5%. The full price offer of $1 million, because we're getting full price offers right now, so that's easy to imagine. So thank you, Mr. Buyer's agent, for bringing that full price offer, right? So here's what happens. $50,000 is the total amount of commission split between both sides, because 5% of $1 million is $50,000. So she gets $25,000. That's you. Okay. So in other words, the listing agent gets $25,000, and so does the buyer's agent. We all know how this works. So how much is due back to the seller before expenses? Because expenses are all about the same, so we don't really need to include them in this comparison. Okay, they're all about the same. $950. This is obvious. Now, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, if you are considering going with Zillow, Opendoor, Redfin, or any of these other iBuyers, things change, and you might think that you're going to get a big fat check for the same amount that you'd get by going with realtors, but it's not true. Let me tell you a couple things. First off, the iBuyers had these things called service fees. Now, you think that the iBuyers are commission-free because that's what they advertise. They're commission-free because they've disguised these things as service fees and relationship fees. What the heck is a relationship fee? I have no idea what that is. You know what that is? That's what my ex-wife's lawyer used. That's a term he used when I got divorced. Okay, bad joke. Anyway, point being, they had these service fees. These service fees range from 5% all the way up to 15%, depending on what company you use. Now, for those of you bad math, that's more than your commission. It is. But they disguise it as a service fee and don't really disclose it or make, yes, thank you, from Santa Clara, California Club, instead of commissions. So let me show you how this works. You think, okay, well, they have a service fee. If it's within a few points of what we charge, it's all the same. It's not. Watch this. This is shocking, right? Now, if it's bought by Zillow or Opendoor, okay, and this is still if it was listed by you, because they can buy it without being listed by you, can't they? Yes, they can. Here is the price. Here's the commission, 5%. Let's say you get a full price offer from Zillow or Opendoor, which you won't get. They don't buy houses. That's the other thing, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, that you don't know. They don't buy your house for list price. They buy it at a discount, anywhere between 3 and 30% below the value of your house. That's what they do. Then they assess that service fee. But let's just say in this case, for comparison, that you do get $1 million offer from Zillow or Opendoor, which you won't, but let's just say you do. Okay? Now, here is their service fee. Their service fees average amongst on the entire platform. The service fees of iBuyers averages 7.5%. So what you think, Mr. and Mrs. Realtor, and the customer thinks that the 5% goes away because it's being replaced by the 7.5% service fee. So you think that your customer is going to get 925 because here's 950 when it was 5%, and now it's 7.5% when they buy it, so you get 925. So you think, well, hey, you know, maybe the market's turned and it's not so fast anymore, but look, we're getting almost the same price. Wrong. This is so important. Ready? Your customer does not get this. Here's why. That 7.5%, that $75,000 only covers, I want everybody to hear this, only covers Zillow and Opendoor's buy side. It doesn't cover your listing commission side. What? Yeah. Look, you have to go back to your seller for your $25,000 to pay you. So they only get $900, and that's on a full price offer. So now the commission just went from 5% to 10% if you use them, and that's on full price, but you won't get full price. Here's what you'll get. On average, Zillow and Opendoor buy houses for about $920 that are listed for $1 million, so about 8% difference. So they bought it for 8% less than comps. So Mr. and Mrs. Seller, you're already taking 8% less for your house. Then they apply the relationship fee, the service charge. There it is. So in this case, you think your seller's getting $851? Nope, because you still have to be paid, don't you, listing agent? Yes, you do. So now it's $828. This is an apples to apples comparison right here, apples to apples. Okay, what's the difference? The difference between going through a realtor and going through Opendoor or Zillow on average is $122,000 difference in your pocket, Mr. and Mrs. Seller. 122, 12% of the house price. Unbelievable. Now, at this point, when you download this video from Career Compass or have this PowerPoint, you can have it all, doesn't matter. Okay. Now it says, won't Opendoor adjust these charges? Only if they have to. Only if they have to. And if it gets too unprofitable for them, they're going to drop. So that doesn't really help us. Okay. So they're not going to keep coming up to $1 million. No way. Not going to happen. So here's my point. At this point, and when you play this video, okay, or use this PowerPoint for your customer, they'll probably say, okay, I've heard enough. Forget it. I'm done. Okay. Feel free to list my house. I want it to be bought by a realtor, etc. However, some of your sellers might say this, well, golly, if I'm not going to use a buyer's agent to buy the house, why should I even use a listing agent? Maybe I'll just get rid of you. Get rid of the listing agent, okay? And get rid of your commission and go straight to Opendoor on myself. Can they do that? You bet they can. But here's the thing. Is it now more profitable to the seller? No. Look at this. On a full price offer, ready? Apples to apples, full price offer. When selling to Zillow, it's still $25,000 on average, more dollars to the seller. It's still more expensive. And on a realistic offer, it's $99,000 more expensive. What did I just show you? Okay, I want everybody to understand the impact of what I just showed you. What you can do is this, because most of you are going to go into listing presentations and say this, well, golly, don't go with an iBuyer or a discounter because they might be cheaper, but I'm better. No, don't ever say that. It's not true. Yes, it's true that you are better. By far, you bring way more value than any iBuyer, but you're also cheaper. So don't ever tell them that the iBuyers and the discounters are cheaper. They're not. You can now, right now, today, this very minute, you can now show your sellers that not only are you better in terms of service, but you're actually less expensive, and you can show it to them numerically in 2 minutes. This is one of the most valuable things you'll ever have in your life right there. And that's just tool number one. Okay? And again, when you're a Career Compass member, which most of you already are, actually, if you're not, don't worry, we'll take care of that. You can use this anytime you want. You can download any format right from our website. The second tool I want to show you is this right here. This is what we call the exclamation spreadsheet. This one you'll love. You start your listing presentation with the thing I just showed you. You end it with this. What this does is a spreadsheet that all you do is put in 2 numbers and hit enter. When you hit enter, all the formulas are already contained, and basically it calculates the average amount of money that your seller will get going with 3 options. Number 1, with you. Number 2, with your competition, an average realtor. And number 3, with an iBuyer. It calculates it, so it shows it side by side exactly what they can expect from you, your competition, and an iBuyer. It's brilliant. Let me show you. Now, right here, you type in the house value, $1 million for in this case. Then you type in what's owed on any mortgages or liens against the house. So basically, what the house is worth minus what's owed on it is what? Equity. And as soon as you hit enter, it calculates that equity automatically right there. How neat is that? But it also does this. These 3 boxes calculate exactly the average, because we have all the formulas in here that represent all the known information about all the industry, so we say standards, right? So here's this box right here. This is if they go with an online platform or like a Zillow. This is if they go with your competition, another brokerage, and this is if they go with you. So let me show you this first box right here. So of the $400,000 equity, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, you're going to get somewhere between 100 and 330. The second box is somewhere between 302 and 397. And the third box is 339 to 433. So it always shows you, because you use things like the 7% technique, as gaining more, because you, in every single situation, bring more value numerically than any of the other options. So I'm going to go ahead and have this show this on the screen here. Now, here it is. At the top there, you see where I put $1 million in. Okay, right there. That's the house price. That's the value of the house. Now, in the next box, you're going to see what's owed on mortgages. Then you are going to see how it calculates the equity in green, right? Okay, in all three of those boxes, down below, it shows a range that you will get, the seller will get, going with online, another brokerage, or you. You end with this spreadsheet because it's always going to show how you bring more value numerically than any of the other options. And after you show them this, they go, wow, that's a big difference. No problem. Let's get started tonight. The difference is this. This spreadsheet helps them go with you first, not Zillow first. Because if they go with you first and your plan doesn't work, which it always does, by the way, we'll show you. Yeah, your plan's going to work. You're going to sell the house for more. But if it doesn't work, they can still use another brokerage or they can still use an online platform. But if they go to an online platform right now and sell, they can't go, oh, wait a minute. Back up. I could have sold the house for more. I want the good broker. I want the good agent. They can't do that. So what this does, it helps them always pick you first. All right. So that's what that works. That's another tool that you can download right from our website. Okay. When you're a Career Compass member, I mean, that's invaluable. That right there is worth it. It's amazing. And that's just tool number 2. Let me show you tool number 3 that I'm going to be giving you today. This is called a crush sheet. Now, what is this? We have one of these for every single online platform and every single iBuyer in the industry. What this does is when your seller says, okay, well, I'm going to go with Zillow or Redfin or whatever it is, you pull out this crush sheet and show them exactly how that system works and how it costs them more. Let me give you a 30-second story about this. There was a young lady in San Francisco, California that was doing a listing presentation on a $900,000 house. Well, she lost it. She didn't get it. Guess who won? Redfin did, because Redfin was offering the 1% listing thing, and she couldn't overcome that. Her and I had a mutual friend. I didn't know her personally, but her and I had a mutual friend who gave her my phone number. She called me up. She goes, Beef Wellington, I understand you're a real estate trainer and you are from this great company called Career Compass. She goes, I just lost a listing to Redfin. Is there anything I could have done? What I did is I pulled this out and I sent it to her and I went over it with her on the phone. I said, Ashley, do you see all these things that we're talking about Redfin? She goes, yeah. I said, let me go over it with them. For example, the 1%, just a small example, the 1% listing fee only kicks in if you, in the contract, agree to sell your house for 1% listing fee, right, on the listing side, but then in the contract, you have to agree to buy your new house using Redfin as the buyer's agent. Do you understand what I'm saying? So it's not 1%. It's 1% when you list and buy. That she didn't know. If she had known that, she would have gotten the listing. She went through that crush sheet. She goes, Wellington, if I had known any of this stuff, I would have gotten a listing. These are invaluable. So let me kind of give you an example. Let's say that your customer gives you the old, I'm going to go with Zillow thing. Well, no problem, Mr. Customer. You can do that if you like. But let me show you exactly what's going to happen if you do. You pull this out, okay? And this can be electronic on your computer. It can be on your phone. It can be on your website. It can be in your listing book. It can be anything, okay? So non-MLS-based auction sites. That's the key point. It's an auction site. Auction sites are designed to do what? Get the least amount for your house. The offers start low and move up if Zillow really wants the house that bad, which most of the time they don't. Because here's why. Current offers from Zillow, depending on the market, are coming in from 3 to 30% below the value of the house. That's key, Mr. Seller. So if you're thinking about going with Zillow, you're not going to get a full price offer. We know that already. Then, after the offer is accepted, Zillow charges a 6 to 12% service fee, depending on which house they're buying. In your case, it's probably the average is between 7 and 8. So here's what happens. On a $500,000 house, let's say this is a $500,000 house. Here's what's going to happen, Mr. Seller. First off, the average that they discount the house before they buy it on the offer is like, say 9%. Then they're going to charge an 8% service fee. These are both very common. So let's take that number. $500,000 minus 9% is an offer of $455,000. That's what they offer you, Mr. Seller. Then they take an 8% service fee. So what you're going to actually be getting before repair request and before expenses is $418,000. Now, compare that to what I'm going to be doing, Mr. Seller. I'm going to be listing your house using something called the 7% technique, okay, which is actually going to drive the price of your house up. put more money in your pocket, more money in my pocket, more money in the pocket of the buyer's agent, and it's going to increase comps in this neighborhood, and you're going to be a hero. And it's going to happen in a fraction of the time that it takes a regular agent to do it. I'm probably going to sell your $500,000 house, especially in this market, for $525,000, $530,000, $540,000 maybe. So there's a $100,000 difference. Why don't we start with me to see if it works? Because there's $100,000 on the line. After he sees this, and here's what I just said, oh, I'm going with you first. Let's see what you can do. I mean, $100,000 is worth, a couple months of selling the house for sure. So let me give you an example. There's the Zillow one I just went over. There's the Home Bay one if you're in a market that Home Bay's active. There's the really one. This is out of San Francisco. Very aggressive company, folks. They're exploding in popularity. You've got to know how to beat them. Number 4, Redfin. One we just talked about. There's the Redfin list right there. You go over that anytime you're competing against Redfin, which I know a lot of you are. There's the Open Door one. There's the Unlocked. There's the Rex, and we got about 5 or 6 more. These are invaluable to you. These will save your listing. These will help you beat any iBuyer that even comes out of the lips of the seller. So with that being said, what I'm going to show you now is actually somebody who has used the 7% technique, a very quick 10-second video. Ready? This is somebody in Orange County. Want to talk about a tough market where houses are expensive? Because I always get somebody who goes, Wellington, the 7% technique is great, but it doesn't work in my area because I'm from Orange County or Laguna Niguel or South Bay or something like that. Oh, let me assure you, it works even better there. And I've proved it. We have proved it. Agents have proved it thousands of times. The more expensive the house is, the better this works. Let me show you this. This is the 7% technique. And this is a gentleman who is listing a house in Orange County, very expensive area. And look what happened. So listen to this. We just had a sale of a house that you have, Phil, right?
Yes.
All right. Well, tell the folks what happened to you by applying the 7% technique.
We had a house that was for sale for $500,000. We had no offers on it. We had the client agree to the 7% price because I told him there would be a buying frenzy if we could get the price up to 7%. Within 1 hour after putting the 7% listing on the MLS, we had 10 calls on it, and we got an all-cash offer between the people who wanted to buy it of $595,000 closed escrow in 1 day.
Now, you're probably thinking, oh, that's because the interest rates are so low and you got a bidding war. This is before. This happened before the interest rates went down. This happened a year ago. Can you imagine what he would have done with that house with the interest rates and the 7% technique? He'd have sold that house for $650,000. It's unbelievable. Now, let me ask you a quick question. This is a regular realtor in Orange County. His name is Bill Knoke. You can look him up. Look him up, Knoke. Right? Do you think that his sellers, that he just delivered $95,000 extra in extra equity to them because of the way he listed, will ever go to anywhere else? Do you think they would ever consider an iBuyer? Never. Do you think they would ever go to anybody but him? Not a chance. And they're going to insist their friends, family, coworkers, everybody they know, go to Bill. That's called extra value. That's called new value. He did something that the other realtors don't do. They can't do. They don't know it. And he did something that beat the other realtors and beat the iBuyers. That is an agent that will be in business for years to come and will be wealthy. Can you do that? Because if you can, you're ready. If you can't, guess what? The old value doesn't have much value anymore. Now, I'm going to go ahead and answer the one question that's going to shock everybody here. And you're going to be talking about this on your caravans and your board meetings and all that kind of stuff. So, oh, did you hear what Beef Wellington said? Yes, please tell them what Beef Wellington said. I'm going to talk about the 800-pound gorilla in the room right now. Okay? And then I'm going to tell you exactly how to get all of the training that guy right there got there. It's unbelievable. And why I'm going to keep my promise. This is there's no kind of big sales pitch here where I'm going to ask you for $1,000. Nothing like that. Okay. You're going to be shocked how great this is. So please don't go anywhere. I'm going to answer the 800-pound gorilla in the room. Can Zillow become the MLS? There, I said it. It's out there. It's in the world. Can't take it back. Okay. Because that's what everybody is wondering, but nobody wants to say. I'll say it. Okay. Yep. I said it. Ready? Here we go. I'm going to go back to the example which I used where we talked about how the seller got 828 because they sold to an iBuyer. There's you, you're the listing agent. I'm going to move this number right up there and start where I left off in that example. Here's what you're probably thinking. Wellington, this is not going to affect me. It's not going to affect me because I still got my commission. I sold the house. I got my commission, and there it is right there. I got my $23,000, and I sold it to Zillow. Even though they bought it through their iBuyer program, I still got my commission. All's well. And on top of that, Wellington, you're thinking, They've promised, because now they're in our club, they've promised to put it on the MLS at a commission. So what's going to happen, Wellington, you're thinking, is gee whiz. This is the buyer's agent, and he's going to see it on the MLS, and he's going to bring his buyer, and he's going to get a commission for selling it. So Wellington, this is, Zillow's going to play nice. They're going to play. They've inserted themselves into the middle of the transaction. But look, I still got my commission. The buyer's agent still got the commission. All is good, and that's exactly what you're going to hear from your board. It's going to hear what you're going to hear from Carr and NAR. You're going to hear this from everybody. Here's what you're not going to hear. Ready? This is possible. Yeah. Is it probable? I don't think so. Here's why. Zillow knows they have all the eyes, don't they? They know that. They know they have all the buyer eyes on their website. Biggest website in the history of real estate. We know this. So what is stopping them from thinking, we have all the buyers already. Why don't we just go ahead and buy the house straight from the seller instead of through an MLS listing? So in other words, let's advertise to the sellers to come straight to us instead of coming to you. And they can do that, and they are doing that. So they could buy something through the MLS and then resell it. But they can also buy it right from the seller. It's called an iBuyer, right? So guess what happens? As soon as they advertise to the seller that they can buy it straight from them, which they can right now this very minute, you're gone. You're gone. Your commission is gone. Have a nice day. You've just been cut out of the transaction. Oh, but Wellington, the buyer's agent is still going to get his commission, right? Are they? Well, what if Zillow, who buys the house straight from the seller, goes, well, wait a minute here. We have all the buyers already. So do we really need the MLS? Even though we're part of that club, they don't have to list it on the MLS, and don't tell me that they do either. They do not have to list that house on the MLS, okay? You think the MLS is going to go, oh, we'll fine you if you don't. Got news for you. They don't have to sell it. Okay? You do not have to put the house on the MLS, so you guys all know it. Okay? All you need is that exclusion to exclude from the MLS form. And by the way, who's that get signed by? It gets signed by the seller. Who's the seller in this case? Zillow. They own the house. They don't have to list it on the MLS at all. They're playing nice, making you think they have to list it on the MLS. They don't, and they won't. There's nothing stopping them from just listing it on Zillow first, without the MLS and without the commission. So now no buyer's agent is going to see it on the MLS because it's not there. So he's gone, and his commission is gone too. So what is this buyer going to do? She's going to go straight down and buy it from Zillow, who bought it straight from the seller. So now it goes straight from the seller to the buyer. No MLS, no listing agent, no buyer's agent, no Carr, and no NAR. There's the answer right there. And this is what you're not going to hear from polite society. Now, if you use the 7% technique and your sellers all know that you can do this, if you can do this, that stops all of this from happening, doesn't it? Because now you know you're going to get the listing because you can bring way more value than Zillow ever will. That's the key, folks. That is the key to your success. So let me talk about this. This right here represents all the people that are ever going to buy or sell a house for the rest of your careers for all of you. Okay? Zillow has already taken over this much. They already did that. Here's all the agents left. This is all of you. There you are. Here's what's predicted to happen in the future. In the next 5 years, it's predicted that Zillow will take over 1/3 of the industry. That's predicted. So what happens to the rest of us? Well, we take care of these people. But in the next 5 to 10 years, Zillow's predicted to take over 2/3. So what's left? Just these very well-trained, very well-paid, highly professional realtors that know all the things that the Career Compass teaches. That's the industry right there. So are you going to be part of this group or this group that's gone? That's your decision. Because here's what you're going to say. Here's what some of your sellers are going to say if you're not part of this group. They're going to say, sorry, realtor friend, we love you. You're great. But in this case, it just made more financial sense to go with Zillow. Now, once you hear that, you can't refute that objection because it's already done. The house is already sold. It's too late. And you're also going to hear is, gosh, realtor friend, we love you. You're great. We've known you for years. Relationship. But we needed to sell quickly, and Zillow is the fastest way. And as soon as they do that, doesn't matter what you say to them because the house is gone. Zillow owns it. So for the next 10 minutes, and please don't leave because I'm going to shock you. I'm going to show you something that is so unprecedented in real estate that literally hundreds of agents are already part of this in just 1 month. This is the most explosive thing I've ever seen in real estate. This is different than anything else. This is an absolute new community that you must be part of. And we will give you every single tool and technique that we talked about, all 112 of them, just by being part of this. So don't go anywhere. And this is no big, huge $1,000 thing. Don't worry. We will shock you. Okay. Now, on 1/1/21, the Career Compass made a major announcement in the industry, and it was huge. We had thousands of people respond. Check this out. Let me ask you a quick question. When it comes to cost, and I'm going to kind of give you a little hint here. Would you buy me lunch if you like me? If I'm a nice guy, right? People here in our office are nice people. I mean, Career Compass is nice. Would you buy me lunch? Would you do that? If the answer is yes, stick around, because this is, oh, thank you, Tatiana. Hey, she would buy me lunch. That's what we're talking about. So don't go away. We're talking about lunch here. That's all we're talking about, right? We should call this just lunch. But that's already taken by somebody. Now, this is what happened with interest rates. This is what happened with business. How do we keep this going up when interest rates change? Here's how. We realized that our award-winning seminars, many of you have been to the seminar, many of you people on this call actually probably in that crowd right there. We do these amazing seminars every single month. Well, we can't do these right now, okay? And that's why we launched this new product. So our seminars are still going to be happening in Nevada this year because they're open and California isn't. Yeah, and thank you for Maria just said they are amazing. Thank you, Maria. Yay, Maria. They are amazing. But for 2021, because of the way California is and Gavin Newsom has not opened up the state, basically we're going to have them in Reno, Tahoe, and Las Vegas. So if you want to come to one of our live sessions, I just want to let you know we are having them, so you can do that. All right, so enough of that. And we'll be back in 2022 in California. Many of you have our greatest hits, which is basically one of the most amazing products I've ever seen. There it is right there. This is basically 112 different tools and techniques, okay, for realtors that most realtors, coaches, and managers have never even heard of before. So many of you, it's like drinking from a fire hose. It's awesome. Okay, so we also have that. However, here's what we realized. We realized that even though we have the great seminar and the great, the greatest hits, we realized there's two sides to training. Here's how it works. We have the Career Compass, which is amazing training, things like the Deal a Week technique. That technique right there, the Deal a Week technique, I can show you. I love this one. How to get a listing every single week of your life, guaranteed, even in today's market. It's brilliant. We have people doing it. You got to know that one. It's great. And again, the 7% technique, like we talked about. Okay, the lunch bunch, you guys will love that one. Okay, then the lawyer letter. We have people doing their entire career just on the lawyer letter technique. It's awesome. We have the EAT, the PAT, and all these other techniques. So in other words, we have content that no other trainers have. We guarantee that. We promise that. We've been proving that for 12 years. But up until now, we never had coaching. We only had the great content. Well, here's what we realized, especially in today's world, you need great content. You have to have that. That's your value. But you have to have a way to move it into your daily life. How many of you have learned something that you go, wow, this is great stuff, and then you just went back to your life the way it used to be and you never implemented it? That's the problem. So you need somebody to mentor you and help you move this great content into your daily life. Now, as compared to other seminars and other training, which is basically four things. It's mailers, it's cold calling, it's door knocking, which you can't even do right now, right? And bothering your database at Thanksgiving about the fact that you're in real estate. So basically, it's no new content. It's content, but it's nothing new. You know all this. But they say, hey, if you get into our coaching program, you'll make money, and all you gotta do is pay us $1,000 a month. It's ridiculous. It's terrible. This is the two sides of training. Now, is coaching the answer? It absolutely is not. Here's why. 93% of people who are in coaching said it was way too expensive for what they got. We know this. Almost 80% of people in coaching did not renew their contract after their first year expired, and they wouldn't have even gone through the first year if they didn't have to, if they weren't locked into a contract for $1,000 a month. It's terrible. Also, almost all coaching is done by somebody else. You get coaching from one guy, and then another guy coaches you. I don't get that. You buy coaching from some great trainer that you think, and then he assigns you to somebody else. I just talked to a coach the other day. This is from one of the 3 major coaching companies. And her name, I won't mention her name, but point being, she was a coach for $1,000 a month clients, $1,000 a month realtors. She had never had a license, never transacted a property, had no background in real estate, had never represented any buyer or seller, was not part of NAR, was not part of CAR. All she was a Jenny Craig salesman prior to working for this coaching company. That's the problem. And most coaching on top of it is only regurgitating what you already know and keeping you accountable. Terrible. What's the answer? This. This has exploded in the last month. Unbelievable. This is by far the most amazing thing I've ever seen in 30 years. What is it? It's called Career Compass Concierge Connection, C4. Here's what this is. This is a new community, okay, of realtors who are taking advantage of a suite, a package of benefits that you should be getting from somebody else, but you're not. but you're going to get it here, coming and going. And it's amazing. It's a complete suite package that every realtor needs. If you want to survive in this business, you have to have this. Now, it's 10 different benefits, not just 2 every month, 10. Watch this. Don't go anywhere. I'm gonna amaze you, right? Here's basically the idea. It's all the benefits of what I call crappy coaching. Ready? But not by coaches, by people we call masters. We're talking about people who have been in real estate, succeeding in real estate as realtors, managers, brokers, and trainers for decades. Why would you have coaching that just had one person who doesn't know what they're doing? Why not have 6 or 7 who are masters at it? Wouldn't you like that better? And wouldn't you like that with none of the cost? None of the cost of traditional coaching. I mean, none of this $1,000 a month junk. None of that stuff. Ready? Here we go. Just like crappy coaching, you get 2 live sessions, not with coaches, but with masters every month. 2 live sessions. So you can back them up, start them again, ask them questions, and it's done by Zoom. It's not done on the phone. It's done by Zoom. So you can see them, talk to them, see videos. It's awesome. The first session every single month that you're going to be getting is called Mentoring with the Masters. That man right there has 42 years of real estate experience. This lady right here is literally a genius when it comes to websites and social media. She's going to help you. This guy right here is the greatest LO of all time. This man right here is the #1 trainer in the state of California, teaching realtors how to get into the senior market. That's a gold mine. So you have 6 different people who are experts in their area of real estate. It's amazing. And every month you get them live. They're going to live mentor you every single month. That's amazing. Now, that's your first live session. Your second live session is gonna blow your mind. It's called Learning with Legends. You are going to actually get coached, mentored, and taught by some of the best realtors in the history of California. That lady right there is Marguerite Crispillo. She's done 4,000 transactions. You're going to meet her, get mentored by her live, right on Zoom. Amazing. This is Carol Hacker, the best real estate manager in the history of this business, period, end of story. Amazing. This is Tom Daves. If you listed the top 10 realtors of all time in the state of California, he'd be on it. 7,000 transactions. I just talked to him last week. He's like, Wellington, I can't wait to be part of C4 and help your clients do this. You're going to get these kind of people every month live. Okay? You're going to meet these folks. That's unbelievable. Now, benefit number 3. So don't go anywhere. Every year, not only do you get your 2 live sessions every month, just like regular coaching, but so much better, but every year you get a one-on-one with our coaches, with our master mentors, okay? With our master mentors, making sure it's a full yearly review of your business, making sure it's going in the right direction. Plus this right here, Masters on Demand. No coaching and mentoring company in the history of real estate ever had this. It's an actual dedicated phone line. You're going to get this. And you can call our office and talk to any of the masters anytime you want about any of the tools and techniques that you are working on to get clients and make money. Unbelievable. Now, number 5, if you ever have to do a listing presentation or a closing and you miss one of your sessions with the masters or the legends, no problem. They're all recorded live video. So you have a complete video library of every single tool and technique that the Career Compass teaches. All 112 of them. That's amazing. There's the deal week technique, the lawyer letter, all this great stuff is going to be at, people love that one. That's a great technique right there. You guys will love that. Is so much fun. That was so much fun. You got to learn that one. Okay? The lunch bunch, you're beating the iBuyers, whatever it is. So you have a complete library of all of these things. Okay. Now check this out. Yay, Rodriguez. Great C4. Okay. I love when people make comments. You lied. If you miss one of these, you just watch it live, or if you want to review it and you did save, no problem. And if you have questions, you call the Masters on Demand. How cool is that? Okay, now here's one. Okay, I want to pause right here. Get ready for this. We are going to give you actual referrals to your business, not leads, referrals. Yep. How do we do this? One of our partner companies is called National Real Estate Post. That's Frank Garay and that's Brian Stevens. They are the ones who invented this thing called Listing Booster. Realtors pay hundreds of dollars to be part of Listing Booster and get these referrals. Hundreds of dollars. Ready? Not you. If you are in C4, all the referrals that come from Listing Booster, all of them, we have a contract with these folks, okay? 60, 70, 80, sometimes we get dozens of them every single year. They all are going to go to members of C4 exclusively. We already have hundreds of agents that are already taking advantage of this. And normally you'd have to pay hundreds of dollars a month for that. Guess what? No additional charge. You'll get it for free. That is amazing. Check this out. Now, the next one. This is what our live seminars, many of you have been there. they look like when we open the door. Not for you. You're C4. You're going to be part of C4. You get reserved seating at any of our live seminars, any of them. Okay. Most of the time, when you go to Tony Robbins or Brian Tracy or any of these people, you got to pay hundreds of dollars to get in ahead of everybody else and be in a reserved section with tables and roped off. You get it. And we're going to have, maybe we'll have cocktail service too. Wow. Okay. So you get in ahead of time. Everybody, none of this rushing for seats. It's amazing. Also, at every one of our live seminars, whether it be Nevada or California, we are going to have private C4 receptions that only C4 members get to come to. Private cocktail receptions, open bar, free drinks, and guess who's going to be there? All of the master mentors that are your coaches. They're all going to be there. You're going to be able to talk to them live. This is a live thing. Plus, many of the legends will be there. Can you imagine? Could you imagine standing there having cocktails with Carol Hacker? Could you imagine that? You couldn't get that no matter how much you paid. Or Tom Morehouse, okay? Or John Butler, or any of these legends of real estate. You're going to know these people. That's amazing. Now, this one will blow your mind. Ready? Hey, Google people. Ready? Google, 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 Google. Got your attention? If I Googled realtor in your city, where would you come up on a Google search? Probably page 30. Ready for this? You will have a profile of your entire business with a video on our website, a major real estate website. Okay? We get tens of thousands of hits every single month. We have 27,000 members of the Career Compass. Ready for this? Here is your profile on our website. Here's your information, your picture, about your business, a video, a complete profile on our website of your business. People can like you, follow you, go to your website from our website. It's amazing. What that does is because you're being featured on another website other than your own, it happens to affect the search algorithms, also known as metadata. That moves you up in Google searches. So when somebody searches realtor in your city, you're actually higher because of that. This alone is worth being in C4. Just this alone, it's amazing. And you get that. Now, the last thing, your Car&R ethics certificate and your Department of Real Estate license renewal done at no charge to you, completely free, all your credits done for free anytime you need it, no matter when you renew, done for free by our third-party affiliate company, and we have the best ones out there. Okay, Rodrigo's like, yes, you never have to worry about this again. We'll take care of it for you through our third-party affiliate company. We have companies who are the best in California who partner with us and will provide you your DRE renewal and your Car&R ethics requirement anytime you need it, effortlessly, painlessly, in the easiest way there is, anytime you need it through our third-party affiliate company. How cool is that? Okay, so now, there they are. Get both of those, okay? Third-party company. So every month you get mentoring with masters. Every month you get live mentoring with masters and live learning with legends. You get a yearly tune-up of your business. You get masters on demand. You get a complete video library of all the tools and techniques to review anytime you want, all the sessions every time. Actual referrals to your business, referrals, okay? Through a free listing booster account, okay? Provided compliments of Career Compass straight to you. Next, reserve seating at all seminars, private C4 receptions at all seminars, your profile on our website moving you up in Google, and your Car&R ethics certificate and your DRE license renewal done through our third-party affiliate company anytime you need it. Now, this is what most companies charge. No way. Don't even look at this, okay? I mean, most companies charge that for none of these benefits. None of them. Just one. Just talking to somebody who doesn't know about real estate for twice a month. That's ridiculous. They charge $1,000. Forget that. Okay, most companies that do group coaching, the least expensive is $300 to $500. That's crazy money. Okay, ready? If you're still on the call, I want to thank you, and I'm going to blow your mind. All of these benefits, every single month, coming to you and being part of this community you must be part of if you want to be in this business. Ready for this? $19, not $1,900. No. 19, not 19,000. It's worth that. $19. In other words, I said, would you buy me lunch? There it is. That's all it is. And by the way, no contract. We don't need a contract. We don't need to lock you in for a year. We guarantee you'll never leave this. For these benefits, for that price, no realtor who's serious about this business would ever turn that down and would ever leave. That's crazy money. That's nothing for everything. You're getting everything that you need. Real estate takes investment. Yes, it does. That is the lowest investment you'll ever put in to get the most amount of benefit. $19. And there's no contract. If you don't like it, you can leave anytime. So what are you risking? You're risking $19 at the guaranteed chance of being successful in real estate. There's no downside to this, and everything is upside. Now, I have a little challenge for you. Ready? While you're clicking, by the way, there's a link right in the chat box. Okay, you can link it. You can click. Somebody just said something right now. Very, I don't know what that means, but that was funny. Okay, we'll get to that in a minute. Hold on. Somebody just said something really, really funny. I love these live sessions. All right, we'll get to that in a minute. All right, if you're already in coaching, compare us to your $1,000 a month coach. We will beat them. We'll beat them or your money back. Man, are you kidding me? And if you're not, okay, somebody just said, I joined last month and it's awesome. Thank you. Yes, you did. There's somebody who's already been in the club for a month and they're like, we love this. This is awesome. This is the new community, folks. This is what you need to be part of. And for that kind of price, who wouldn't do it? That's crazy money. Okay. Now, if you've never been in coaching, try us. You're starting at the top and doesn't cost you nothing. Now, there's that spreadsheet I was talking about. There is that video I just showed you. Here's all the crush sheets. There they are, all the crush sheets that you need for all the online. And this is just a small sample of the tools and techniques you're going to get. Now, to become part of C4, and if I got to be honest with you, okay, let me be your mentor just for a second, okay? If this doesn't make sense to you, are you really in this business, honestly? If this is not something that clearly you should try, are you in real estate for $19? You get into a community that has benefits that are beyond the $1,000 a month coaching, ongoing with no contract and no commitment. If this is not something that you're thinking, yeah, I'm going to try this out. You're not in this business. Be in this business. We will help you defend your business. We will help you beat Zillow. We will help you beat the other realtors. We will make you a millionaire in 5 years or less. That's what we're here to do. Okay. That's two burgers. Tasha's like, that's 2 burgers. Yes, it is. Am I worth 2 burgers to you? It's not me. It's Career Compass. Is Career Compass worth 2 hamburgers? You know what it is? It's 1 cocktail. Ready? Let's say you and I have a drink. Oh, and by the way, all the cocktails at the seminar that you get to go to, they're free. So there you go. I'm buying you cocktails. Anyway, ready? Let's say that we're having a drink and you wanted to buy the first round, and I had a Bacardi and Coke, and you had a Tito's and soda. That's $19. $8 and a $3 tip. That's $19. Would you buy me a drink? I would buy you a drink. Would you buy me one? Good. I like that. You're a very nice person. All right. So what you do, number 1, in the chat box, okay, there's a chat box down here, right here. Open up your chat box on this Zoom right here, today, right now. Open up your Zoom. In that chat box is a link. All you do is click it, and you go right to the page that will give you more information on C4 and the ability to sign up if you want to. Try it out. It's $19, guys. Nothing. Okay? Or if you'd rather, you can scan this QR code if it works. And you can also go to The Career Compass. 3 words, thecareercompass.com. Thecareercompass.com. So either go to thecareercompass.com, scan that QR code, or click that link that's in the chat box on this chat. Go ahead and do that right now and open that up so you can be part of it. Now, what I'm going to do, we are at our limit time, but I always say that I'm going to leave time for questions. If anybody has any questions, I'll be happy, okay, to do that.
I've got some from me. I've written them all down.
Okay, we got some questions. So here we go, folks. So again, so click. Oh, the QR code works. Yay! Awesome. Way to go, Rodrigo.
Alrighty. Opinion on agents having to join realtor associations and paying thousands of money a year.
All right, here we go. All right, since you asked, I'm going to answer it. Okay, here we go. Ready? I'm the only person in real estate, our company, that gives you the thing. All right, realtor associations used to be a good idea because they were giving you the benefits, like these benefits, for your dues. So basically, they have an agreement with all the major brokers that if the broker is a member of the board, so do you have to be. And so they basically have you. Okay, they have your money no matter what they provide to you. That's all there's to it. Well, what's happened over the years is, in Carol Hacker's words, they have sold us up the river. Okay, that's my opinion, and I'm going to say it. That's Carol Hacker's opinion, and she's one of the smartest people to ever walk this planet. Here's the lady I was talking about. Sold us up the river. They are not providing the value and the benefits that they are supposed to be providing. Now, we can't change that. I can't. Beef Wellington and Career Compass cannot change Carr. But what we can do is we can provide you benefits for next to nothing that NAR and Carr should be providing. That's what's going on. Now, let me give you the list of reasons that you should be in Carr and NAR. Ready? Zip forms. There's the end of the list. So we'll see how that goes in the future. So get into C4 and strap in. We're going to see what happens. All right. So with that being said, that's what I think about the realtor, the Carr and NAR guys. It's a great organization theoretically. but they should be representing us, and they're not. Have you seen the newest campaign that aired in 2020? This is who we are, as in the R letter. This is who we are. It's pathetic. It doesn't do anything to show the average customer the exorbitant fees and costs of going through an iBuyer. They don't do anything. It's pathetic. It's almost like they want the iBuyers to win, and I don't know why they would want that. It's crazy, but they let Zillow into the club. So there's my opinion, and it's just my opinion, but I'm right. So there you go. All right, next question.
Okay, what do you think of Rex?
Okay, Rex Real Estate is a company that basically is ahead of the game when it comes to this terrible way of doing business. Rex Real Estate got started by a person who had a terrible experience with a realtor. That's what happened. He goes, you know what? This realtor just made $38,000 and they were on vacation. I'm going to start a company that avoids this. So what they do is they basically sell houses. They list houses and they only put it on their website. They only put it on Zillow. They only put it on the big websites. They do not put it on the MLS. So the problem is this. Let's say that you're a buyer's agent and you're out showing houses to your buyer and you drive by a Rex house. Well, Rex isn't on the MLS, so it never came up on your list of houses to show your buyer, did it? Nope. And your buyer goes, hey, what about that house? That's my dream home. How come you didn't show me that house? And you're like, well, that house is not part of our system. The buyer's like, I don't give a crap about your system. That's my dream home. Go get me that house. So you, as a buyer's agent, go to Rex and say, hey, Rex, I got a well-qualified buyer. Cash offer, no contingencies, close in 10 days. Will you pay me a commission if I bring my buyer to you? You know what they're going to say? No, we will not. Do the right thing, realtor. You have a code of ethics. Do the right thing. Send your buyer to us, and we'll pay you a $300 referral fee. So if you want a commission, guess what you have to do? You have to go back to your buyer and tell them to pay you. How many buyers are going to do that? Other than just dumping you as a buyer's agent and going straight to Rex and buy the house. That's what Rex is doing. Next.
Okay, tools instead of showing time.
Wait, what?
So Zillow bought showing time.
Yeah.
Is there any other tools they should use other than showing time to make appointments?
Yeah, your own calendar. How about doing the work yourself? Okay, guys, when you make your own appointments instead of relying on showing time, make your own appointments. If you're the listing agent, fantastic. Make the appointments and show up and start marketing the house. If you're the buyer's agent, contact the listing agent. Get in with them. Make them a friend of yours. Work together. Guys, this is work together. Agents should work together, not apart. Okay? Yeah, do your own work. That's what you should be doing. You should be contacting the listing agent, or you should be contacting the buyer's agent. You two folks should be working together, hand in hand, to bring the house closure as quickly and profitably as possible. That's what you should be doing. Quit relying on showing time and other programs to do your work for you. Do your own work. Yes.
Okay, how can these companies skate around disclosure laws, agency relationship laws?
They're not skating around those. Not that they would get called on the carpet even if they were. They have their own forms. They have their own disclosures. They're doing all of this stuff. If you're talking about Zillow, okay, they're doing everything that realtors can do. That proves it right there. But they're lowballing the house when they buy it, and they're pushing everybody toward the iBuyer model. Basically, what's going on is Zillow wants to control the inventory. And they also want to control the showings because they just bought showing time. This is all about control, okay? So we said from Thelma, how do I join C4? Thelma, right here in the chat box, okay? Thelma, what you do is you either click the link right in the chat box, or you go to The Career Compass. 3 words, thecareercompass.com. Or if you have an iPhone, just scan that QR code right there, okay? Now, and we'd love to have you, Thelma. Be welcome. Anyway, they're not getting around any of this kind of stuff. But what they're doing is they're pushing the entire industry towards an iBuyer model, where they control everything. Basically, in my opinion, what Zillow's trying to do is get to the point where they control both sides of the transaction. They control all the inventory and they control all the buyers. So basically, what they can do is they can now become the default MLS system. And as far as disclosures and everything else like that, I got news for you. If we get rid of the MLS system in its current form, which is kind of a dinosaur to start with, I got news for you. Disclosures and other kinds of requirements are not going to kick in if the MLS is now Zillow. So they're not getting around anything. They're doing it, but they're actually altering the way real estate's being done. All right, next question.
Can you explain the different levels of membership? So Career Compass member, C4 member.
Okay, we have 3 products, okay? 1, 2, and 3. Number 1 is a lifetime membership to our live seminars, the live 2.5-day seminars that we do every single month. This year, we're going to be doing them in Nevada. Next year, Nevada and California because of COVID. Now, we do upwards of 10 or 12 seminars every single year in normal years. They're 2.5 days. They're amazing. The way that works is you become a member of Career Compass for a one-time fee. This is amazing. For $195, you become a Career Compass member, and that allows you to go to any seminar, anytime, for free, for life. Okay? So you can go to all 10 seminars if you want. You pay once and you're a member for life. That's what everybody's in these days. Okay? We have tens of thousands of members of Career Compass, and we provide these live seminars to them, and you should be part of it. It's a one-time fee. It's next to nothing, and you get to come for free for life, forever. It's amazing training, networking, more open bars, and everything else like that. It's a great, and we also allow you to also renew your license through that membership as well, but live through our third-party affiliate company. So that's number one. That's a Career Compass membership. It's a one-time fee. Number two is what I talked about today, C4, Career Compass Concierge Connection. That is a monthly subscription to the live mentoring, training, okay, and all the benefits I've talked about today. Okay, so the mentoring with masters, the learning with legends, the yearly tune-up, the video library, the referrals to your business, okay, the open bar, the exclusive concierge receptions, the reserved seating, as well as the profile on our website, as well as your car and R renewal, if you need it, through virtually instead of live, through our third-party affiliate company, ongoing for $19 a month. Cancel anytime you want, but you never will. It's amazing. So that's the next product. That's what we went over today. That's $19 a month, taking all of that great content and moving into your business. The third product we have is the greatest hits. Okay, this is 112 different techniques. Okay, it's like drinking from a fire hose. So if you wanted every single thing that we're ever going to teach, instead of getting it, every month, you wanted it right this very minute, you get it. And you get it on disk. You also get it on flash drive. Okay, so there's your flash drive. And you also get it on download. You get all three of them, not one or the other. You get all three. Now, the question is, which one should I be in? Well, if you can, you should be in all three. And I want to say this. Ready? If you bought the greatest hits and you are a Career Compass member and you were in C4, it's still, all of those, all three of them together is less expensive than 1 month of crappy coaching. 1 month is more expensive than all three of the products that we have. How about that for value? However, all three of the products, okay, all three of them are standalone. They all are. You can just have this if you want. You can just have C4 if you want. You can just have a Career Compass membership if you want, or you can have 2 of the 3 or all 3 of them. They work together, but they also stand alone. So those are our 3 products. Today, we talked about C4 because I think it's very, very important. Many of you are already Career Compass members and been to our seminar and are members for life of our live seminars. And some of you already have the greatest hits, okay? So we just had somebody who goes, yes, I am. There's somebody who has all 3 of them, okay? B should mention about the free benefits with, what is Manny saying?
Listing Booster.
Okay, Listing Booster. Listing Booster is a program provided by the National Real Estate Post. Most of the time, you'd have to pay anywhere between $200 and $300 to have an account in Listing Booster. When you are part of C4, you will receive, as long as you're in C4, a free Listing Booster account, no charge whatsoever. That account not only creates listings, help with your listings, but also creates referrals through the system that come to you. Now, I don't want to get too technical because I don't want to confuse everybody, but basically what happens is you become a C4 member. Then you will log on to listingbooster.com and your whole system will be set up and there's people right there. We have dedicated people on that system to help you get all your listings put into Listing Booster, which draws more leads, draws more clients, and brings referrals to you. So you're going to get that complete system. That's just one of the 10 benefits. It's amazing. That alone is worth being in C4. I mean, honestly, most people pay $200 a month for that. You're going to get it for free for $19 a month. That's insane. Plus everything else. So Listing Booster is an amazing program. One of the best I've ever seen. And I've been in real estate for 30 years. It's run completely by National Real Estate Post, which is Brian Stevens and Frank Garay, who are literally some of the best people in real estate. They're just fantastic. And you get that for free. Okay, so that's an amazing benefit. I mean, all of the 10 benefits you get for being in C4 would be worth the $19 a month, if not more. And you get all 10 of them.
Yeah, Listing Booster account normally is $197 a month.
Okay, a Listing Booster account is usually $197 a month, and you get it for free for $19. Come on, guys. If this doesn't make sense to you, nothing's gonna. I mean, you're not in this business. If you're not in C4, you're not in this business. I said it. There you go. All right. I mean, what do you got to lose? Honestly, what do you have to lose? $19? Come on, that's a drink. Buy me a drink, and I'll make your career. All right, next, if we have one. I know we have a lot.
Talk about negatives of Zillow without violating antitrust. So how do you point out?
I don't care about antitrust. Okay, negatives of Zillow. How about the fact that they buy houses, okay, for way below the value of the house, which creates a transaction, which creates a low comp in that area, which drives down all the value of all the houses in the area. How about that one? Antitrust my butt. Okay, that's the thing right there. How about the fact that it gouges the sellers of homes with exorbitant fees that are from 6 to 12% after they buy the house for less than it's worth? How about that for a negative? How about the fact that they sometimes charge for repairs that they don't even do? Then they resell the house to a buyer, putting themselves in the middle of the transaction, and then they jack the price up to its normal price and then sell it to a buyer. How does that help how does that help the system? You know, they have basically, they're wanting to create a monopoly. Okay, antitrust nothing. There's all kinds of down things about Zillow. I mean, yes, they've made the transaction easier and faster and more simple in the mind of the seller and the buyer. But did they make it better? No, they didn't make it better. You make it better. You are an independent agent of that buyer or that seller, representing them for their interest. If Zillow owns the house, if somebody sells the house to Zillow and Zillow sells the house to a buyer, where is the representation? Where is the representation on that? There isn't any. You bring value. And by the way, Zillow will never drive the price up and help the seller. They're going to drive the price down to buy the house as little as they can. You, using the 7% technique, are going to drive the price up to put more money in the seller's pocket, create a higher comp in that area, and benefit everybody, including all homeowners and the economy in that local area, as well as the economy in our country. There's all kinds of bad things about Zillow and all kinds of good things about you. There you go.
Okay, real quick, address how we record everything so you can watch past episodes on C4.
Every single thing that we do, the Learning with Legends, the Mentoring with Masters, everything is recorded live through Zoom, okay? And on your dedicated website that we have just for you, when you are a C4 member, it's called c4connection.com. That's a website within our website. So we actually have a special website just for you that contains all of these. You can review them anytime you want, over and over if you want. Repetition is the mother of mastery, is it not? You can review them over and over and over again. For example, just yesterday, we had John Butler, the bald guy in the red tie, as our guest, and we were talking about branding. Amazing session on what to do with your brand, how to create a brand that's not just professional, which is important, but also memorable, which is the key to it. Your customers have to remember you. So we did this session on branding. If you become a C4 member, you can immediately, right this second, go to that video and watch it today. It's amazing. And you can review it over and over again. And we'll have John Butler as a guest again next year. It's amazing stuff. We again, repetition, getting this stuff into your head and getting it into your business. So that's an example. We had a session last month about Zillow and how to beat Zillow and all this kind of good stuff, along with some other things. I mean, it was supposed to be an hour and 15 minutes. At 2 hours and 45 minutes, I had to cut it off because people were like, no, I don't want to leave. I don't want to leave. This is amazing. So that's an example. And all of that is recorded for you. Okay, so you get all the future sessions, you get all the past sessions right at your fingertips, $19 a month, never another charge.
All right, question. What is the first thing I can apply if I sign up now?
Wow. Off the top of my head, probably 12 things, okay? The first thing I would apply is I would learn the 7% technique backwards and forward. Then I would apply the EAT and the PAT, okay? I would start my lunch bunch program. Okay, I would also learn exactly how to apply that video I just showed you on how to beat Zillow. It depends on whether you're a listing agent or a seller or a buyer's agent. So off the top of my head, I could probably come up with about 12 things that I would immediately put into my business after I joined C4. Tell you the truth, I'd put in 12 different things today. One of them would be the lawyer letter. That one's amazing. I mean, talk about getting to motivated sellers months before everybody else does. You want to know why that one's so good? Here's why. Okay, and this is just an example, right? The lawyer letter. Okay, foreclosures are going to be going up. So are desperate listings. Okay, now here's why this is important. Guys, do you know how many forbearances are out there right now because of COVID? There's a lot. Now, forbearances are going down, but ready for this? 60, 90, and 180-day lates are through the roof. Ask any LO. Lawyer letter, okay, into my business right now, because then you're going to have lawyers calling you going, get down to my office right now. I got to get this house listed before we lose it on behalf of this customer. And you're going to get that listing today. It's going to be great. It's not even going to be an REO. It's awesome. So anyway, I hate to confuse you. There's probably a dozen different things that I would institute out of this immediately. But again, everybody's business is different. What's right for one agent might not be right for another agent. That's my point with our training, is it's customized to you and to your personality. I was at a seminar recently, okay, and the guy was like, there's only one way to be successful in real estate, just one way. You must cold call 8 hours a day. No, that's terrible. If there's only one way to be successful in real estate, basically what you're saying is somebody who sells condos downtown New York should run their business the same way as somebody who's selling farmland in Wyoming. That's ridiculous. Every single realtor's business should be different and customized to them. That's the key, and that's the beauty of the career compass. Yes. Anything else?
So the resources on the techniques are available on C4 as well, or not just the coaching?
Okay. As far as the techniques, any of our techniques that you would like to learn are always available to you at any time, and we're going to have them every single month. So let's say that this month we did branding, and next month we technique. The month after that, we do EAT. The month after that, we do how to align with other people. Blah blah blah. Okay, like headhunters, how to align with headhunters. You know, how to. Well, let me just read a couple of them. Let's say the month after that, we did how to. I don't have my glasses on. Okay. Oh, the corporate. I know. How about the corporate edge? Ooh, that's a good one. So in other words, we go over these as we do the coaching. You're going to get them. However, if there's one particular tool or technique, okay, that you want to learn, we'd be happy to get on the phone with you, masters on demand, and help you with that technique, no problem, okay? And that's the beauty of having the greatest hits along with the coaching, because if there's something that you want in particular that you want just for your business, you can listen to it on here and go, you know what? I'm going to get on the phone with one of the masters and fine tune that technique before I do it. That's the beauty of having this and the coaching, as well as this plus the C4 coaching, and maybe even the live seminars as well. So you can have any tool or technique you want anytime you want. Okay? If you want them all right now, this is your thing right there.
Are the greatest hits included in C4?
Okay, we have 3 products, guys. They're all standalone. Product number 1, okay, I want to be very clear. Product number 1 is your live seminar membership. One-time fee, you're in for life. Number 2, the C4 monthly, $19 a month. Number 3, the greatest hits. This is a separate product. Now, in C4, you're going to be learning tools and techniques from this, but this allows you to learn them all right this minute. Are you a highly impatient person like I am? I want to learn them all. And here's the other thing. Yes, this is a completely separate product, but if you had this and you were reviewing these techniques, then you got on the C4 mentoring calls with us. You see how the learning just explodes in your head? It's almost like reading the book and then going to the movie. You have way more appreciation for it. So think about it this way. Let's say you wanted to go and watch the movie Jaws, but you read the book of Jaws first, then you watched the movie. Wouldn't you appreciate the movie way, way more? Of course you would. There's the difference. There are 3 different products, okay? The live seminars. You pay once, you're in forever. Number 2, the C4. That's the monthly mentoring and coaching. That's $19 a month. You've got to be in that. And if you really are an impatient person that wants to know everything, and I know you do, the greatest hits. Okay, 3 different products. They all stand alone, but they all work together. Okay, oh, how much are the greatest hits? I'm sorry. Okay, let me go ahead and exactly what's going on. So we all know, okay, this will blow your mind. Ready? A lifetime membership to the live seminars is $195 one time, and you're a member for life. C4 is $19 a month, ongoing, no commitment, no contract. The greatest hits, which comes with all of these discs, as well as the flash drive, as well as the downloads, as well as everything else, okay, used to be $595. No way. During COVID, because of this, $295. Unbelievable. One-time fee, $295 for all of these. That's like $2 per technique. $295. This is what I'm saying. You could buy the greatest hits plus the C4, and if you don't already have one, a membership to the live seminars. All of that would be less expensive than 1 month of crappy coaching. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. So guys, buy the membership, buy the C4 or buy the greatest hits or buy them all or buy 2, buy 3, buy anything you want. They're all separate. They work together. So that's, I thank you for reminding me. Yeah. So it's $195 for the live membership, $19 a month for C4, and $295 for the greatest hits. Pick any of them. Pick any of them that you want. Yes. Anything else? I know we're going really late, and I apologize, folks. Thank you for being on the live call. I really appreciate that. Okay. Please click, okay, to join C4.
Explain that they can cancel anytime.
If you're getting out of real estate and you want to admit that you're done with real estate and Zillow has beaten me, you can cancel anytime you want. Anytime you want. Why would you do that though? But that's another story. Okay. Join C4. You can cancel it anytime you want. You have nothing to risk. Okay. There's no contract. There's no yearly thing. Okay. You pay $19 this month and you can cancel it next month. You can pay $19 this entire year and cancel it next year. You can cancel it anytime you want. But here's the thing. Our goal, and I hope that we do this for you, our goal is to provide so much value to you, so much training, and so much success to your business that you'll never want to cancel. It's my hope that you are a C4 member for the rest of your career. You want to know why? You know what that means? That means you are wealthy. If you're a C4 member for the rest of your career, that means it's working for you, and we're going to make sure it does work for you, and you are going to be a wealthy realtor. Okay? Cancel anytime you want. My goal is to make sure you don't, because you're going to want it. How's that?
Question, what do you think would happen to the Zillow Premier agents when Zillow hires their own agents?
Bye. Well, you wasted your money. You fed the dragon that's eating us. Bye. Okay. You wasted your money. You're gone. See you. Have a nice day. I don't care what they say. Okay. Eventually, they're going to be making so much money from their iBuyer and being a brokerage. They don't need your $1,000 a month. You're gone. You're gone. If you are still a Premier agent, what are you thinking? What are you thinking? You're feeding the dragon. You're funding your competitor. What are you thinking? Okay. Again, it's just my opinion. But folks, Zillow is now your competitor. There's no way to avoid that fact. That is a fact. They are a brokerage. Okay. They can represent buyers and sellers if they want. They're a brokerage. They're your competitor. Why would you pay them every single month? I don't get that. But do it if you want. Again, it's just my opinion. Okay. So, okay, we should probably.
I think we're wrapping up.
Okay, we need to wrap up, guys. We went way late. It's noon, isn't it? Is it noon?
Yep, noon 01.
All right. Thank you so much for being on this session. I think you had a good time. I know I did. I have a fantastic time. Please join C4. Okay. It's the future of real estate. It's the future of this industry. Okay. Please consider buying our greatest hits if you want those too. And please, if you have not been to one of our live sessions, please come to one of our live seminars. But in the meantime, join C4, get these benefits, start getting represented as a group of realtors who want to save this business, save this industry, and save their own careers. All right. Click right here or right here in the chat box. Scan that. Go to thecareercompass.com, thecareercompass.com. I'll see you next time. I'll see you at C4. I'll see you at the live sessions. Good luck, good selling, and take care, everybody.